Hello everyone and welcome to the latest MineIQ demo. I'm Jennifer Sloat, founder and partner. We wanted to put together an informal overview of what we do and why we do it. So MineIQ is a software platform focusing on the centralization and integration of all the real-time data surfacing from the Internet of Mines. So we're pulling it in, we're gathering it together, and we're creating insights that are greater than the sum of their parts. So you might have multiple vehicles. So you have Caterpillar and you have Komatsu and Hitachi, and you may have ventilation and pipe corrosion and seismic hardware. There's so much data surfacing, but are they speaking with each other and are they integrated? Can you get insights that you never thought you would before? We're looking and creating that platform that gives you all of those tools. So what we want to do is take you into the system and show you what we're doing. Regardless of the combinations and types of vendor hardware, instrumentation, sensors, those types of things, we can plot them, we can display them in really usable ways, and then disseminate the right information to the right people. So that's what we're all about. And let's go into the software and take a look. Just log in. I bring you into a really open screen here so that we don't inundate you with information. I'll start at the top corner with our account. I'm logged in as the administrator at this point, so I have modules that can turn on and off. I have settings such as choosing a language or changing my password. We have light and dark themes depending on where you're located and how you want to view the software. We also have a very intricate notification and alerting system, so that could be alerts based on hardware thresholds from different vendors at different levels. We can also do notifications and alerts based on radios and buttons or application systems where you might have a button for fire emergency or man down, those kinds of ideas. We have a widget system here that essentially lets us pull really critical data to the very top, and it's per user. So a user can choose what kind of information they see. And if I'm for example, a control room operator, I might want to add the tag in, tag out data. And then I always have it readily available for me to look at who's in and out of the mine and what are their status. These are our modules, our module library. And in this demo case, are shortlisted. The gate system we added not too long ago, where a client in France wanted automated entry. So we had the scale vendor, the gate vendor, and the tagging vendor work together, which they would never normally talk together. And we created a system in MineIQ where now the vehicle can come up to the mine. They have an ID tag, so we know who they are. They now have a weight because the scale is at the entry. And if they meet those conditions of who are they, how much are they carrying, then the gate automatically opens. So these kinds of features, we're doing in MineIQ, and we're creating these elements that might not have been thought of or might not have been capable of before all of this sort of data integration. So I'll start at the top with users, and some of the really great things that we can do are look at what the user history is as well. So earlier today, I was working with dashboards and widgets. I was doing mobile messaging. I was labeling. So you can kind of see that we have an accountability process within our system as well for the users, the control room operators, anybody looking at the system, and anybody that might dismiss a notification or write a note about something. We know what they were up to. We know why. There's a history there, and there's insights that we can pull from that as well. Our labeling system is very intricate, where we can actually identify and create as many labels as we like. So for personnel for example, we can name them as a personnel, label them as a personnel. We can also label them as a mechanic. And then so somebody might be a personnel, but also a supervisor. And if I click on personnel, it'll show me all of the different personnel in the mine. If I click on a mechanic, it'll show me anybody labeled as a mechanic, and so on. There's only one supervisor at this point. So when we look at all of these systems and how they can integrate and visually be plotted with icons, we can also go into edit a system and see we can change icons at will. We can add different icon packs. We can, customize it for our vendors that may be reselling our software. We can change colors, that kind of thing. So we have a lot of ability here. I'll move on to our assets. This is our assets list. It will eventually show any asset, and we have our filtering of availability, easily adding assets by bulk or one at a time if necessary. And we'll come back to the assets in a minute. So we have a map feature as well. We can pull in maps from, they could be JPEGs or anything of that nature, but really the key part here is that we do pull in CAD files. And if you bring in a DWG, they do come in with their layers, which makes it really nice because I think some of you know that CAD maps tend to be a little messy. And what we can do is come in, choose what we want to see, what we don't want to see, and that's per user as well. So I might want to see something different than somebody else sees. So we have all the abilities to move and scroll. We also have the ability to replace a map as an example. So you find the map that you're replacing, you simple click of a button, and then it's an overlay that you match up. None of your information is lost. We have capability to increase the access points. So if I'm somebody who's actually replacing, let's say, leaky feeder access points, I know where I've put them. I can come into the system. I'm going to show you place. If this is the label of the one I'm placing right now, I know that I put it right here. I can just drag and drop it. Now my access point is ready to track. So we also have the searching feature. We can search for assets. We can also have the filtering feature here. So there's many different areas that we have worked on that make it really easy for you to move and visually see what's happening in your mind. So we also take in, because we take in from multiple vendors and we put it on the same sort of interface or the same display, not always a map, but in this case and in this demo, it happens to be a map. I may have a legacy system of leaky feeder access points, and I may be wanting to get into either Wi-Fi or LTE tracking or even beacon tracking, which our system already does. And the cool thing is that we put it all together in one area. So you don't have to open up a separate system for your old, legacy system and then open up a new software for your beacons. This is all doable in one integrated platform. I'm going to close this off. This just sort of shows you here that our tags come in individually as well. These could be RFID tags as well as beacons. We have short interval control modules that are working. We have, shifts, and we log where our mobiles are. We associate anything to anything, which means I can associate an asset personnel with a mobile or with a certain tag or with multiple tags if I need to, or I can associate a vehicle with a different tag. So these are all the types of modules, our short list, but they are there. We're working on different elements to increase short interval control, capability of tasks being completed. We can pull in information from Deswick or any of those software systems that, or Fusion, another example, for scheduling and planning. There's the ability to really pull in anything and work at collaboration amongst any vendor, really. We also have our dashboards. I'll actually open up a dashboard here just to take a look. You can manage your dashboards. You can move things around. You can delete things. You can, resize them. I tend to like mine in blocks here, and I get a little bit sticky on how they look, but other people may be different. And the great thing about our dashboarding is that if you like a dashboard and you think others would like it as well, you can share your dashboard publicly, and that becomes a really easy way for them to see what you're seeing or be able to see what they want to see. I'm going to go back to the assets now because I do want to keep this sort of short, but show you that even in terms of tracking and searching for an individual or equipment even, I've clicked on Christoph and he's flashing here on my screen. So just by clicking on him, the system opens up the map level that he's on. I can see where he is, and I can see his, configurable attributes here. We can put any number of attributes. We can add tickets. We can add licensing. We can, say this person is a jumbo operator. We have a resource optimization tool where if let's say a jumbo operator doesn't show up for the shift because he's ill, we can look in the system very quickly. Is there another jumbo operator? Is that task of high priority? And if not, can we replace him immediately and get that jumbo working? What are our capabilities to make this more efficient? So as we look at the information, he's associated with a tag here. And the tag has a number of configurable attributes as well. And right now, for example, 77% battery on this tag. It's also a tag history, so we know the last known locations and where they've been. There's also the attachment of a mobile phone to this individual, so we can, I keep saying ADSF, but it's very simple to put in a text message if you have VoIP or mobile phones underground. And as you build towards that, it gives you that outline of integration from many different systems. And if you have telemetries as an example, and you happen to click on this boom truck, if they have telemetries as well, there'll be a tab that we can add, and all those telemetries and visual, gauges and charts and that kind of thing can be added to the system. So everything that you need is right where you need it. Now, some of the mobile apps that we have, one includes finding your vehicle in the lineup. I mean, it's just literally a mobile app says, let me search on this map system for my vehicle that I need for my task today. And there's no, 2 hours looking for your vehicle at that point. All of these little elements that, the mines are talking about, and they're really interesting in implementing. MineIQ is a way to step-by-step add sort of the digital evolution bits that enable you to get to that point that you want to get to. So I hope you had a good overview here. If you have any other information or questions or thoughts, you can definitely give us a call and or check out the website or ask us any questions, and we're more than happy to help you out and answer those, and even give you a personalized demo. So looking forward, and thank you for your time.